go. She lost her way, although she stays, she's never yours. She doesn't breathe, she doesn't leave when she's with you. She scratches red and cuts too deep, there's nothing left to do. The world inside she sees it's all in black, trapped inside a bar. The world inside she sees it's always gray, trapped inside a bar. The world inside where light never comes in, trapped inside a bar. Distant again, trying to get closer to you. You always go back to the place of black and blue.
Hello, everyone. Come on in. Welcome. This is the Cassidy The Cardslinger show here on My Psychic Connection, and I am so excited to be here with everyone tonight. Hope everybody's week is going well as we are heading into the weekend here really soon, and hope that everyone is enjoying this new moon in Gemini energy that's going on. It is a big one, and I know a lot of folks are feeling a little bit maybe discombobulated could be the right word, or a bit scattered, but it does affect each of us differently. Alyssa's here saying hello. Hi, come on in. Do say hello. I love seeing who's here. You can also let me know where you are tuning in from. It's nice to see that we've got a nice international community here. So say hello, let me know where you're from, and interact with me throughout the show. So welcome. How we do things here is we are offering readings by donation or also for free. So if you are interested in getting a more in-depth reading tonight, the donation link will be available. Energy says, yay, Cassidy the Cardslinger, love your readings. Thank you so much, my dear. I loved your show as well. So if you're interested in getting on that list for a free 2-minute reading, what I need from you is your specific question typed into the chat. What is the specific question? Basically, let me know what it is that you want to know. Give me a question. Give me a question, but also give me some context. Are you wanting to know about your work situation? Is it a love situation? And if you're asking me about a particular person, if you want to let me know who that person is to you, it's very helpful because those 2 minutes go by super quick, and that helps me just tap in to your question and get you the answers that you are looking for. Jean is here and says, hello, love. Hi, my dear. Thank you so much for being here. Emma says, hello from New York. Hey, Emma. Oh, this is so fun. We got the whole crew here tonight. So what is not going to be on my table tonight, to quickly go over the rules, is we are doing no general readings tonight. That is, can I have a card, or what do you see coming up for me? Those can go in a number of different directions. So save those for the website. You can head on over to www.mypsychicconnection.com and get a private one-on-one reading with the reader of your choice, and they can answer all of your beautiful general questions. There is an exception to that, though, if you win one of the games that's going on tonight, but I will speak about that a little bit later. I also am not touching any medical readings or legal readings. Malik is here and says, hi, hello, come on in. This is so nice to see everyone. If you are just joining, if you are tuning in, just say hi and let me know where you're tuning in from. So no medical readings, no legal readings, anything related to pregnancy, that is all off the table tonight. I'm also not a psychic medium, so if you want to tap into speaking with your loved ones on the other side, we have a whole host of mediums that can help you out either through their shows Monday through Thursday night or on the website. Flora is here. Hi from Boston. Hello, hello. This is so much fun. All right, what else? So as I mentioned before, the donation link will be available if you want to jump the line. So the only readings that are guaranteed tonight are those that are donated. Otherwise, I will be taking all of the free questions as they come in. And please be patient with me. We are on, get this, 196 different platforms, and I am taking questions from 8 different places. So do be patient. I am trying to get to as many folks as possible, but if you don't want to wait, the donation link will be available for you. So the donation options are, there's a quick reading, a mini, a medium. That is not offered tonight because I'm not a medium. So the mini and the mega, those readings are not timed. So if you're interested in me really sinking into your question, the mega reading, you can ask up to 4 questions, and the mini reading is untimed for 1 question. The quick read is up to 5 minutes long. And if you are wanting just a bit more information than what we can cover in 2 minutes, that is an excellent option there as well. So what else do I want to say? So I'm going to go ahead and open the doors. Let's start the emoji contest. How this one works is whoever sends the most emojis throughout the show will win a free reading with me later on tonight. And that is the closest thing that I will get to offering a general reading. So it is worth your time to try and win that contest. I can see we've already got some beautiful emojis floating around here in the chat. I like all kinds of emojis. I like the hearts. I like the octopus, the little hand waves, all the little smiley faces, all that good stuff. I'll take it all. And lastly, guys, do make sure you are subscribed to our channel if you are following us along, or if you're listening to me and you can't type in a question because I'm on the radio, head on over to YouTube, type in My Psychic Connection. You will see our logo here with the blue tree, and you will see that I am live and I'm taking questions for the next hour. So head on over to either YouTube or on Facebook. Our channel there is available as well. Okay, enough with all of that goodness to get things started. I'm ready to go ahead and take my first question. Who have we got? We have got Gemma. Hello, Gemma. Gemma says, hello, lovely. Adam was hinting at us living together, or at least visiting regularly. It's the first time he's mentioned it. Ooh, do you see our relationship working out long-term and living together? All right, my dear, this is wonderful. Wonderful. Let's take a look. Do we see your relationship working out long-term, and do I see you two living together? Oh, you know, and I've had the pleasure, my dear, of tapping into this situation between the two of you a number of times, and it makes my heart happy to see this sort of love reflected in the cards. Do I see this being here for the long term? Absolutely. I've got the King of Pentacles reversed. That is the first card, which it feels like, I would say, the dynamic of your relationship as it stands, it might make you feel like sometimes, you know, you are aware that this is for the long term and that this is going to be a relationship that you are both in for a long time. And at other times it might feel like, well, either some level of distance that's between you. I will say that the dynamic of your relationship as it stands now is not the extent to which you will be in this relationship in the future. To answer your question, if you will be living together, I actually do believe that is the case. I've got the Knight of Wands as well as the Justice card here. So we're either signing a new lease together, we're moving into a home that is owned by one or both of you at some point. But I can absolutely see the move in. It's not very quick though, is if I'm going to throw a disclaimer out there for you. I've got the Strength card reversed. So it feels like at the moment, and at least in the number of months coming forward, there's still a lot of things that both of you need to figure out before you can make this move happen. I know you've mentioned in the past that you're long distance and you're living in different areas. So answering the question, you know, who's going to be the one taking that move? And there's a lot of puzzle pieces that need to fit into place before we can figure out a lot of the logistics side of how this move is going to take place. That within itself, I will disclaimer as well, it's going to be a tricky endeavor to get that all sorted out. It feels like, you know, you're quite well rooted in your lives as they are. And the sheer amount of things, you know, physical things that will have to be moved and what will need to be sorted out, that there's a lot. There's a lot there. So what I see, it looks like I've got the bell, my dear, but thank you so much for your question. I hope that that was helpful. And what that bell does, folks, is that keeps me moving it right along. So those free readings are limited to 2 minutes each. If you're interested in going more in depth, or if you'd like a longer reading, or you would like to jump the line, the donation link will be available for you there. All right, this is so much fun. And I didn't ask, I usually do, but let's do a deck check here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 decks on the go here. So this is wonderful. Let's see those emojis, guys. We will keep the emoji contest going, and we can see it's a fierce competition already. So this is wonderful. Let's take a look at who we've got next. All right, folks, we've got our first donation of the night. Thank you so very much, Jamie. I so very much appreciate it. $1 of every donation this month goes to the Ryan White Foundation. So we're very happy to be able to support the work that they do. So thank you so much for your support of the channel, and you know, we can pass along that love as well. So Jamie asks, donated, my name is Susan. Is my husband being faithful? His name is Justin, and he is going to remain, or is he going to remain in our marriage or divorce me? All right, my dear, take a look at what's going on in that situation. The two-part question there, is he being faithful? And then how things look for your marriage going forward. So first of all, is your husband being faithful? Here we are. Okay, and what do I see with this marriage going forward? Let me get all my cards down here, my dear, and then we can get things started. Okay, so to answer your question, is he being faithful? This is one of those yes-no questions that the answer is not so much a yes or a no. I'm not seeing that he is physically, romantically involved with another person. I do have the Page of Swords reversed here though. So in the sense of, is he being entirely faithful? What I am seeing is that there are conversations going on with someone outside of this marriage that would be of an inappropriate nature. So to answer the portion of the faithfulness, he has not, I don't think there is anything serious. It doesn't feel like a well-established affair, anything like that. But to be honest with you, with that Page of Swords reverse, there is communication going on with someone else. And it feels like, you know, the relationship between the two of you has been fairly rocky, I will say, for some time going up to this. I've got the Seven of Coins that has come up here reverse, and it feels that it's been a lot of like waiting for someone to change, like waiting for things to get better. In some regards, I can see with the 10 of Wands here, you both have put a level of effort into fixing things, but then we haven't followed through on the commitments that we've been wanting, or that really need to take place in order for this marriage to you know, come back to something beautiful that it once was. Will he divorce you, or do I see you coming back together? I don't see this marriage dissolving, to be entirely honest with you, but it looks like it needs a serious level of intervention for it to be a connection that is beautiful for both of you. I've got the Six of Cups here as a possibility of where things are going, as well as the Queen of Pentacles reversed and the Nine of Pentacles reversed. So in many ways, I feel that your heart is, and I will say, you know, rightfully so from what you've been through here, your heart is quite guarded in this situation. And it feels like the level of investment that you have, you know, where your heart is, you're holding back. And I'm not judging you for that, because the dynamic of the relationship has put you into this position where you're not putting your full self into it right now. And just know that that is a part of the problem, where it feels like now I have two people that really aren't trying as hard. And of course, a relationship always takes two people. And I truly believe that unless both people are in it for the long haul, it's going to be an uphill battle and a heartbreak on one end, on one person's side. So like I said, I'm not seeing that this relationship dissolving here, but it looks like, I don't want you to be too complacent that you miss the opportunity to take steps to fix this. Because it feels like you hold more power in this connection than you think you do. How you set up this dynamic, what level of communication that you have between the two of you, what you initiate is how I see, or what you initiate is what will end up taking place and where this relationship is going. I have the Strength card here, where you are going to have to be, what I will say is a bad way of saying it, the bigger person. You will have to be the one that puts more into this, because if your heart is not available to this relationship, and his heart is also in a way not available to this relationship, it can't continue, or at least it will continue in the stagnated place that it is at right now. And I don't think either of you are very happy with that. So with that Strength card here as my nugget of advice for you, my dear, is that whatever you can do, if you are still interested, and I'm not convinced that you entirely are, but if you are still interested in saving this marriage, you absolutely can. By putting more of yourself into it, opening your heart back up to this relationship, and trying to, it feels like, weave in a lot of what was lost, and getting out of this mode of complacency that, well, if he's not doing any of the work, I'm not going to bother either. It really does take two, but it starts with you. So in a way, that is a rather empowering thing to realize that, like, okay, you can turn this situation around yourself, but it will take your lead to do that. It doesn't feel as though he is going to change without your input and you leading the way in that regard. And I think that with that, to answer that first question, it would stop the communications that are going on with someone who is outside of this relationship. I feel as though he will turn his back on whatever conversation to come back to this connection. So that is what I'm seeing for you there, my dear. I do hope that was helpful for you. And thank you so very much again for the lovely donation. It really helps support the channel, and it's nice because it gives me more time to really dive into these meatier questions. Every question that we get all week long, you know, we do take it very seriously. These are the matters that are on your heart, and it's always an honor to be able to jump into your situation to hopefully provide some guidance to understand what's going on and to help in any way that we can help folks through their situation. So everyone tonight who is asking me a question, I want to thank you all in advance for your trust with the matters that are weighing on your heart. All right. This is such a wonderful night here, and I can see we've got some more people rolling in. If you are interested in getting a free reading tonight, go ahead and type those specific questions into the chat, and the donation link will be available if you want to jump the line or if you want a longer reading. Actually, you'd get to do both. Donations jump the line, and they are longer readings as well. Excellent. So let's take a look at who we've got next on our lovely list tonight. We have JMC. JMC says, "Hi there, will my husband I'm imagining will my husband and I reconcile soon, please? Thank you so much." All right, my dear, let's take a look at what I have got for you. Will your husband and you reconcile soon, please? Okay, well, the nice thing is, I feel like we're heading, all right, well, in a way, I feel as though you are on the right path. And I feel as though he's been perhaps a little bit stubborn, a little bit harder to reach, a little bit more pulled back. And I feel like when you're asking, getting through this and reconnecting in this way, I've got the Five of Swords upright that has come as my foundational energy card here. So there was some sort of large falling out between the two of you. It feels as though a deep-seated, it doesn't feel like a miscommunication, but an argument, some level of a serious conflict rooted underneath this. And I don't think we're quite past that, despite the fact where on your end, it feels like you are more willing to work past it than your husband is at this time. I've got the Seven of Cups upright as, to answer, will you in fact move through this and reconnect soon? I don't feel that it's impossible, but it feels like it happens in a very stepwise pace. The moves that you have been making, I feel like you're on the right path with this. What you have already started to do with that Chariot card here sitting under the Nine of Pentacles, you're putting quite a bit of your heart into this. And I think you are going to be the one to drive this to a place where the reconnection can happen. But it's like he needs a little bit more convincing at the moment. The stubbornness, it feels like on your side, it feels very welcoming. On his side, it feels a little stubborn, a little bit more closed off. So to answer your question, I do feel that, yes, it absolutely can happen. I'm sorry, my dear, I've got the bell, but I do hope that was helpful for you. And thank you very much for your question tonight. This is so much fun, guys. I love seeing all of these beautiful emojis that are floating in here. The emoji contest is in full swing. So whoever sends the most emojis throughout the night will, in fact, win a reading a little bit later on. And guys, too, if you are not subscribed to this channel, please make sure you do so. And if you're enjoying what I'm doing here, hit that thumbs up button, whether you're watching us on Facebook or on YouTube. All of those likes and all of those comments are very much so appreciated. So do interact with the show and show your support in any way you can, because we love you guys too. And we love to love. Also, feel free to share me out far and wide. You can share our channel to whoever that you know. If anyone is in need of some spiritual information or some guidance, we've got live shows Monday through Thursday with pop-up shows, with daily content, all kinds of good stuff. And our community is growing at a rapid rate. We love connecting with new people. So do share us out to folks that you may know that could also enjoy our channel. Okay, enough of that good stuff. Let's switch up our decks here. Yes, this one's ready to go. All right, who have we got next on our lovely list? Oh, we have the intuitive game. Okay, so game time. Quickly pausing the emoji contest. Thank you so much, everyone who is throwing all those lovely emojis in here. There's my playing card deck. So if you are new and you're wondering how this one works, this is the intuitive Guess the Playing Card game. If you would like to win a reading, as close to a general reading as I will provide on this show, let's see those guesses pour in. So what I'm asking you to do is guess what card I drew before the show started. It is one of the 52 playing cards. So it is either a spade, a club, a diamond, or a heart. The number is either ace through 10, jack, queen, or king. So let's see those beautiful guesses coming in here tonight. And do make sure you are guessing. It's a two-part guess. I need both the number or the court card as well as the suit. So if you just say 4, you might be right, but I need to know the suit as well. So do make sure you are filling out the full 2-part guess. And also, the reason why it's called the intuitive game is if you just sit for a quick moment, close your eyes. Are you feeling a red card? Are you feeling a black card? Do you see a number? Is it a high number? Is it a low number? Are you seeing a face? A number of times this game has been won very quickly by someone who I will say is very intuitive and well tuned in at that moment. And also, if in case you're not getting anything, not a problem at all, you can just guess as many times as you like. As fast as your little fingers can type. And whoever got the wonderful folks in the back that are keeping track of all of these beautiful guesses. So I do hope we have a winner tonight. And there is a timer going on, by the way. So once that timer goes off, and sometimes we don't have a winner, but I do hope, in fact, we will have one here tonight. I will take a quick moment while we've got these beautiful guesses rolling in. Like I said, we've got daily content that comes out on our YouTube channel. We've got a number of shorts. We've got the live shows. So make sure you're subscribed over on our YouTube channel because we've got stuff that will keep you entertained, keep you informed, and keep you connected every single day of the week. Oh, there's so many guesses. There's been a couple that have been close, and I am just sitting here on pins and needles. I do hope that we find a winner here tonight because these readings are in fact quite fun. And in the meantime, if you are interested in getting a general reading, you can head on over to www.mypsychicconnection.com for a private reading with the reader of your choice. Oh, and there's a couple things I want to talk about here tonight, but I am a little bit afraid as soon as I start to talk about something else that we will, in fact, get a winner here. So we will keep that timer rolling. One of the things, well, I guess I can mention it. One of the things I wanted to talk about tonight was what is our spiritual practice? Because it's a common question that I get, and I love doing spiritual related readings. You know, what's next on my spiritual path? Am I on the right track? Things like that. But what I find interesting is what often comes forward through those readings, and also zooming out a bit to understand that our spiritual path is not sitting with tarot cards. It is not doing meditations. It is not practicing mediumship, or I should say it's not limited to those things. Your spiritual path is how you live your life. It is how you show up in the world. It's who you interact with. It's how you nourish your body. It's the things you choose to do with your time and with your energy. And I'm happy to dive into that a little bit more because it's so juicy when we look at that topic. But in the meantime, folks, Jean, congratulations, my dear. We have a winner. It was, in fact, the Queen of Spades. So excellent that I drew that card and then we were talking, off with their heads, which is, of course, the Queen of Hearts. But nevertheless, if I were to get my head chopped off by any of the traditional playing card suits, I do believe that the Queen of Spades would be the first to off with her head. So congratulations, Jean. This is so wonderful. Thank you, everyone, for playing along. If you are interested in playing the emoji contest, that will open back up now. And Jean, my dear, I'm going to go ahead and lay some cards for you. And Jean, if you have an area of life that you would like this to pertain to, do let me know. I'm happy to apply it to that. Otherwise, this is the only time on the show that I will offer a general reading. So I am quite excited about this one, Jean, my dear. Let's take a look at what my cards have for you. All right, for Jean, congratulations again on winning the intuitive game. Let's see what I've got for you, my dear. All right, this is quite interesting. So the very first card I have down here, it's card 18, and this is a card on, it's actually just showing a large castle. It's beautiful. This is actually one of the more gentle cards, the nicer cards in this deck, where it's talking about the things that make you feel at home, how you feel safe, and what the things are that you're wanting to protect in your life. So, and Jean says, love, please. And Jean, my dear, can you let me know if you are in a connection or if you are currently single, because that will alternate how this reading goes. But in the relation to love, with this lovely card here, it is showing, like I said, the ways that you feel very comfortable, how you feel safe and protected, and what it is that you want to protect in your life. This castle has a lovely moat around it, and it is sitting atop what appears to be some sort of mountain. So it's showing, I will say, in the relation of love, having yourself consider what are the things that you're wanting to protect, whether that's your relationship or if you are single, what you want to protect within yourself and not lose should a relationship come forward. She says, I am single. Thank you so much, my dear. So in that aspect of things, and what I will say to you as well, if you are looking for love, This castle card can be, I will say, a bit of a block in the sense of if you are too comfortable with what you have, if you are too comfortable with your life and the way things are, which is wonderful, by the way. If you are happy with your life, that is, an excellent goal and something we can all strive for. But for that being the first card, it is saying, don't get too comfortable such that you're not putting yourself out there to meet the right person, but do in fact protect the things that are important to you as you are moving forward to find that next connection. Here I have is card 46, and it shows someone running away with a fish and all these mermaids that are trying to chase him. So what is required or what is needed in the love space for you is, I will say, more conscious effort towards who it is that you're interested in meeting. What these mermaids are doing to find the man they are looking for is literally chasing. And I'm not saying you need to, in fact, literally chase someone, but at least these mermaids have put themselves to the shore so that they can reach passersby. And this is like very metaphorical and quite a reach of an analogy. I'm not telling you just snatch someone against their will, nothing like that. But putting yourself in a position to meet the right person. This person has actually just, in fact, grabbed a fish out of the water, and these mermaids are now trying to grasp at him. So it's like, what are you doing, or what can you do to put yourself in a position that you're going to meet the person, that the type of person that you want to meet, and be very strict about that. You don't need to, I will say, lower your standards or go any which way with taking something that you know is not good for you. We don't need to go that direction at all, but being much more conscious surrounding how you are, what energy you are putting, what actions are you taking to actually find that right person? Are you places that the person you want to meet would be? And if you're not, shift that up, my dear. The final card I have here is card number 1, and this card is a party. There is people that are just, there's music going, and there's little creatures flying and all kinds of things going on. So actually, I will say, see movement or a shift in your relationship status coming forward, launching out of the fact that you have changed your approach to how you are going to meet someone. We have gone from this comfortable, beautiful castle state, moved into this, all right, now I'm actually going to go after what I want and try and put myself in a position where I will meet someone who would actually be worth my time. Finishing off with the party here, with actually, pairing up and meeting someone who is worth your time and worthwhile. So, like I said, that is gated by your efforts, by what you are willing to put into this and how you are going to try and attract that right person, but not so much attract because that feels a little too passive, but what it is you are going to do to get out and find and make a connection with that right person. So that is what I've got for you there, my dear. I do hope that that was helpful. And thank you so much, everyone who guessed at the intuitive card game. We have got a number of games coming up here tonight. Well, one of them is actually the lightning round. So get those yes/no questions percolating in the back of your mind. And I will go ahead and take our next question. Who have we got next? We have Emma Rose. Hi, Emma. Emma says, hi, Cassidy. I'm curious to know what kind of birthday gifts I'm going to get on my birthday this upcoming Saturday. Thank you, lots. This is using powers for no good. You want me to tell you what you're about to get? Okay, I'm just teasing you, my dear. Let's take a look and see what I can bring forward for what types of gifts are coming forward for you for your birthday. Without, I don't want to ruin the surprise if there's someone. Oh my goodness. And I know, okay, so happy early birthday, by the way. It does definitely look like a celebration. I've got the Wheel of Fortune card here. So in some degree, it feels like money is coming to you. It also feels, I would say, in certain ways indirect. So it feels like someone buying something for you that you would have paid for yourself. So whether they're buying you a drink or buying you dinner, it feels, at least this card here it feels a bit different to gifts where someone is buying you something and offering you a gift, but it is, taking care of something that you were about to pay for that someone has in fact paid for as well. But with the Wheel of Fortune card, I've also seen that come forward with straight up money. It can look like either cash or a check or someone actually just giving you money. So that seems to be there as well. Interesting thing, I've got the King of Swords and the Eight of Pentacles. So I have two people that are particularly coming forward. The Eight of Coins reversed, it feels like either something homemade. She says, thank you for the birthday wishes. You are welcome, my dear. I think one of the things you will receive is something someone has put some energy and effort into. It feels handcrafted, homemade, but made particularly and specifically for you. And that King of Swords reversed, this isn't necessarily a gift or something given from someone, but there is someone. There is a person, an individual. And like I said, this isn't a gift you are receiving, but I think up and around the time of your birthday, which happy birthday again, coming up. Got the bell, my dear. Thank you so very much for your question. And she says, oh, cute. Yes, I hope that was helpful for you, and have a wonderful birthday. This is very exciting. Let me know, folks, if you are also a Gemini person and your birthday is coming up. Jamie says, thank you very much for your time, Cassidy. Much love. Oh, much love to you, my dear, as well. Thank you so much. Jean says, Cassidy, thank you for your time and insights on this general love reading. Oh, you are so very welcome. Look at all of the beautiful love. This is so nice. And if you are interested at all in supporting the channel, do like this video. You know, wherever you're watching, interact, like, and subscribe to our channel. It really helps support what we do. Emma says, oh my gosh, Liz, Squirrel, and Energy, we're all saying the same thing about whoever this person is. LOL, I love it. Excellent. Yes, it's kind of fun when that sort of thing happens. And if you are someone who is watching the daily shorts videos, Emma says, thank you. You are so welcome. It was quite interesting because I can't remember if it was today or yesterday that 3 of the videos said a very similar thing. And it's so cool when we all tap in to a very similar thread. Shimantas, I believe that's how you pronounce your name, says, hi, dear. Hope you are doing well. Thank you so very much. I absolutely am. I always look forward to Thursday nights. I just have a blast slinging cards for everyone and answering questions. So this is always a great time. All right, let's get another deck queued up here and let's see who we've got next. Ooh, folks, okay, here we are. We have lit this up. It is the lightning round. How this works, I'm going to go ahead and pause the emoji contest real quick here. And if you are interested in having a yes or no question answered, go ahead and type it in the chat now. How this works is I am going to rapid fire answer as many yes or no questions as possible. I like a lot of questions. You can ask as many as you like. If you've got 100 questions, just type them all in as fast as you like. The same rules do, however, apply. So this includes no medical readings, no general questions, and no medical, legal, or general related questions. So anything about how a surgery will go, pregnancy predictions, none of that. Don't try and sneak them into the yes or no game. So let's do follow our rules, because guys, that is actually, we cannot, because we are international, we cannot speak on those topics. So we don't want to have any problems with the network here. So let's see all these yes, no questions. All I can say is yes, no, or undetermined, and let's get started. Love says, will I be traveling this year? Yes, you will. Jean says, has Virgo started looking for jobs where I live? Oh, undetermined. Jean says, will my ex Leo send more money that he owes me this week? Will my ex Leo send more money that he owes me this week? Undetermined. More on that one too. Kelly says, am I starting a new job soon? Yes. Morgan says, am I an oracle? Yes. Estrella says, does Anteater love me? No. Emma says, am I being set up on a blind date behind the scenes on my birthday? No. Jean says, will I be able to secure a remote job by next week? Oh, yes. Jean says, will Virgo message me by this weekend? Yes. Arushi says, will I be able to financially successfully, will I be financially successful in my 20s? Yes. Jean says, does Libra have romantic feelings towards me? Yes. AA says, have I already met my next boyfriend? No. Moke M says, will I get a job soon? No. Soon, probably. Estrella says, am I getting more powerful spiritual? Am I getting more powerful spiritually? Yes. Love says, will my best friend be coming to visit me? Undetermined. What's that? Emma says, will I get more modeling gigs soon? Yes. M says, will Lulu reach out to me? Lulu reach out to me? No. AA says, will JP and I make peace? Yes. Estrella says, will I go to Oogie VB? I'm not sure what this is. Forgive me. Will you go there? Undetermined. Ooh. Jean says, will Virgo purchase a new home here in 2025? Undetermined. Oh, there's some more content. These questions are good. I love these good, juicy questions. We have Estrella says, will I go to Oogie Boogie Bash this year? There we go. That's, I think, what you were going for. Yes. Oh, that game is so very much fun. Thank you so much, everyone, for the beautiful yes or no questions. That was tricky, and that was an absolute blast. As always, if you got a yes and you wanted a no, or if you got a no and you wanted a yes, the beautiful thing is we are at where we are at in the timeline, as in we're in the present moment right now. So we have the ability oftentimes to change the trajectory of where things are going. If you got it undetermined, there is 1,000,001 reasons. That soon is one that's an interesting concept, because soon can mean, different things to different people. So anyways, an absolute blast. Thank you all for the wonderful questions. The emoji contest, we will open the doors back up on that. So let's see those lovely emojis floating through. And if you are interested in guaranteeing a reading tonight, the only way to do that is through the donation link, which is available in the chat. Otherwise, I will go ahead and continue to take the questions as they have rolled in from all of our different platforms. Let's get another deck on deck here. Jean says, may I ask how money will look through the next week? All right, let's take a look for you, my dear. How money will look through the next week for Jean. Okay. All right. So, it does feel like things are improving in some regard. The first card down here I have is the Six of Swords, and I've got it mirroring to the Two of Wands on the other side. So over the next week, it feels like, I would say, certain levels of plans, what you've put in place, what you are expecting to move forward this week does, but not fully to completion, if that makes sense. With the Two of Wands being my final card of the string, it doesn't feel like all of the plans you had put in place are coming to fruition by the end of this week that you're asking about here. But this week is quite largely putting in new plans so that that is not the case in the weeks coming forward. I do hope that that makes sense. But it feels like, I will say, a change of strategy, or looking at different ways that money will come in for you. There does as well seem to be, I would say, a delay in your income, in something that you are expecting to come forward. And it feels like it's not delayed too far. Someone is dropping the ball in some regard. I've got the Strength card here as well. So if you're concerned about, I will say, making it through this week, or if there's a level of stress that you have surrounding your financial situation, that Strength card, I feel like you will, in fact, make it through to whatever goal you are looking for. Not by the end of the week, but you are putting in the right things, you are taking the right steps, and you are making it so that what you are looking for, the money that you are hoping to come in, will in fact come in subsequent weeks. So over the next week, I don't unfortunately have like a lottery win here. I don't have a massive groundbreaking change in your financial situation. I'm sorry, my dear, I have got the bell, but I do hope that that was helpful for you. Thank you very much for your question. This is so much fun, guys. This is absolutely my favorite time of the week. I just love spending time with everyone. And if you are interested in having a reading tonight, let's see those specific questions. I did want to go back very quickly, though, because I was talking before about our spiritual path, and something that I think a number of people perhaps forget, or have narrowed it down such that we really miss what our spiritual experience and what our spiritual path is all about. So I said before, and perhaps a little controversially, that our spiritual practice is not just the time that you spend with your cards, that you spend in meditation, that you spend doing things that are on the surface, things that advance your intuition or tap in spiritually in that space. And what I started to talk about was how your spiritual practice is is how you respond to other people. It is the way you live your life. It is the routines that you have set up and what you have put in place. So a lot of times when I get asked questions like, am I on the right spiritual path, or what is needed for me at these times? A lot of times there are certain mundane related topics that come up that really need to be addressed before we can start looking at, it's not even a hierarchy of certain things being better than other things by any stretch of the imagination. But how spiritual you are in a moment is, like I said, it's how you are treating other people. It is how you are conducting yourself. Are you being kind to other people, or are you going around acting like a really terrible person and then going home and meditating and thinking, you're a spiritual entity? It's like, come on, folks. So just keep in mind, your spiritual, and the reason also why I like to say that, because I love me a good practical application for things, is if you don't have time to dedicate to certain things that you would quote count as your spiritual practice, realize that sometimes calling a friend is exactly what your spirit needs at that time, or spending a little bit of extra time, in the shower and making that a more luxurious experience for you, or cooking yourself a very nutritious and healthy meal. That is part of your spiritual practice. How you live your life is your spiritual practice. So thank you for listening. I hope that was useful. Jean says, Cassidy, thank you for your time and insights, love. You are so welcome, my dear. Thank you for your question. All right, let's hop right back in. I'm dying to sling some more cards here. Who have we got next? Morgan. Hi, Morgan. Morgan's here. Morgan says, question, how will my book launch for Sammy the Gnat children's book and my poetry book go? Ooh, all right, my dear. So I believe these are two separate books. So we have the Sammy the Gnat children's book and the poetry book. So how will these launches go? I'm so excited for you. This is so very exciting for these projects to make their way out into the world. So let's take a look at the launch. First of all, for Sammy the Gnat here. Okay, and then we have the poetry book. Okay, very cool. So Morgan says, good insights into spiritual practice. Thank you very much. It's good for us to all think about. So with your first book that is coming forward, I have the card of totality that has come forward first. And Morgan says 2 separate books. Yes, thank you. Okay, so totality, it's like this. There's something very beautiful that I think the world is about to be gifted with what you are bringing forward, equally in the sense of what it brought forward and out of you with this card of tuning in here, as well as what the product ends up actually looking like and how it is received. What I want to say is, don't be disappointed with the shorter term, the initial launch of how this looks, because it feels like it takes, there's a germination period there before this book actually does take off, and I do in fact see it taking off. My final card here is breakthrough, but it has come up in reverse. So it feels like this is actually a book that is going to go out into the world and do wonderful things. I think you will have very successful levels of sales with it, but also the message that is coming forward is not, I don't think, replicated or available out there, but it's going to take a little bit of time for that to catch on. So beautiful work with what you have presented here, but hang in there, because the best of how this is going to exist in the world is coming just at a slight delay here. The poetry book here, the first card I have down is postponement. So I don't know if this book was postponed for your other one to get going, or if there's just other things in life, but it feels that this has had a fair bit more time to germinate. And I don't know if this launch is planned, because I have the card of new vision reversed here as well, where it feels like this. Goodness, this was so much fun. Thank you so much, my dear. I hope that was helpful for you. Enjoy. That's so very exciting. And congratulations with the launch of your new book. Who else is working on? Do we have anybody else in the audience here working on some sort of spiritual or some sort of creative endeavor? I'd love to know what types of projects people are working on. And do we have any artists in the house? Do we have any other authors in the house? I love seeing, beautiful, creative people making wonderful things, because our world needs more beautiful and wonderful things at any given time. So if you're making something, let me know. What's everybody out there creating? And if you're not creating, what would you create if you had time to create, or if you made the time? Journey says Journey is creating some very fun things. Stay tuned on that front. I know a couple of things coming soon from Journey. My goodness. So very, very exciting. I love this. Estrella says, I want to open an Etsy shop. Oh, I love that. That's wonderful. So here is actually, and a nod to Kay, the intuitive empath here. I have a quote that I really enjoy, and I wanted to just quickly share it with everyone on this topic. So the quote is, "Fear kills more dreams than failure ever will." Ooh, that's a good one. One more time. Fear kills more dreams than failure ever will. Morgan says, hanging in there for sure. Sammy is the newer book, but the poetry was written longer ago. Okay, very interesting. Yes. So keep that in mind, folks, if you're wanting to create something, make something, get something out into the world, if there is any level of you that is concerned about failing, like I said, that's not guaranteed. But if you are just afraid to even start, you will guarantee failure. You will guarantee that it will never go anywhere, that it never even had the chance. So try and keep that within your understanding or within how you are choosing to move forward with certain things. Because if you're just afraid to start, just do something. Absolutely go for it. Like I said, this world needs more beautiful things. And what have you got to lose? If it doesn't work out, we can move somewhere else. And if it does work out, that's very exciting. And yeah, you will never regret doing something that worked out. You also won't regret doing something that didn't work out most of the time. So excellent, guys. Let's keep this rolling right along. Who have we got next on this lovely list tonight? Flora is here, and Flora asks, I'm going to switch decks up here. Flora says, hi, can you tell me if you see me retiring this year? All right, my dear. Excellent question. Let's take a look for you. Do we see Flora retiring this year? See, nice, good, specific question. Do we see Flora retiring this year? Okay. Well, my dear, this is interesting because I think I can see where your mind is at, where your heart is at, where there's part of you that's like, I am ready to retire. And there's another part of you that it does almost feel like, well, what am I going to do with myself when I retire? But almost in the sense of you're very connected to, ingrained in your work. You're not someone who lifts out easily, is what I have here. I've got the 10 of Wands that has come up first. You have put a long time, a lot of work, a lot of energy and effort into your career that have gotten you to where you are at right now. And I wouldn't be surprised if you worked for one place for a long period of time or served in one industry, because it just shows like your consistent work showing up to these things. I have the card of the 6 of Swords that has come in reverse, as well as the 4 of Wands that's come up reverse. So are you actually retiring this year? It doesn't look like it, but it looks like the plans to retire are in place by this year. With that 4 of Wands, had it come up upright, I would say there's that celebration. There is moving on to that next chapter of our lives. But we have the card of moving on to next chapter, as well as a card showing celebration, both coming up in reverse. So it doesn't feel that retirement is not happening for you. It just feels like it's not happening by the end of this year. I have the card of the Fool here as well. So in terms of advice for you moving forward into this, if you're wanting to retire sooner than later, give yourself, or if you don't have it yet, but make sure you have something to look forward to, or something that will fill that time and space that you are currently working, so that there's not such a level of disconnect within yourself that you retire and then there's this wondering what I do. I just in fact returned. So thank you so much, my dear. I do hope that was helpful for you, and thank you so much for your question. And I have seen similar, well, I've seen, I would say, situations that have played out in such where, if we really put all of our stuff, all of our energy into our job, and then folks retire, and then if there's not maybe something else that they're going into, they either go back to work or they, take back up as part-time job. And that's great as well, as long as it's what you want to do. But if there's a certain level of retirement lifestyle that you are looking forward to, weaving that in a little bit to help with that transition can always be a good idea as well. All right, guys, we're going to keep this rolling right along here. Do make sure you are liking and subscribed to our channel so you can keep in touch with all of our beautiful shows that we have. I will mention, fun fact, Monday night, we have a very special show at 10 o'clock Eastern Time. Dirty Ryan Live will be back. He has just gone into vacation, and in fact, he is coming back for one very special show. So if you are interested in checking out Journey's show and getting exceptional readings with him, check out his show on Monday night at 10 o'clock Eastern Time. Okay, guys, let's keep this moving. Who have we got next on our list tonight? We have Kelly. Hello, Kelly. Kelly says, do you see me starting a new job soon? All right, here, let's take a look at what's going on with your work situation. And Kelly, if you are still here, my dear, if you want to let me know if you are currently employed or if you are currently unemployed. It does change that, how the transition shows up in the cards. But let's take a look. Do we see you starting a new job soon? Okay. All right. So I feel like a new job is certainly needed for you, my dear, whatever the situation is. If you are currently employed or if you are unemployed at the moment, it's not working. Where you are at your career life, I mean, the understatement of the year would be to say that you're in fact unfulfilled in what you're doing, but it also feels like a serious grind that's not really getting you where you want to go. So I can understand and see that there's a propelling nature here where it's like, okay, this is not what I want and I need to find something else to do. I've got the Queen of Pentacles here, as well as the Six of Swords and the Star that has come up reverse. Just as a note, it feels like a new job soon, some level of opportunity to return to a past position or return to a past company. Feels like there's an offer that will be coming forward to go and do something you have in fact done before. I would advise to not go back unless it's really different from what you want, because I don't want you settling for something where in a couple months time we're right back to being unhappy with the work situation as it stands, and then you just need to find somewhere else. So I want you to take this time to very consciously pick what you want to do next, unless you go in knowing that it's going to be for a short amount of time. I just don't want you getting into a job you don't like because we have to pay our bills and then getting stuck there, because there is a level of seduction that comes forward with a steady paycheck that will, stop us from going after something else. Thank you so very much for your question, my dear. I hope that was helpful for you. Good luck. Guys, we are here with the emoji contest winner. This has been one heck of a race here tonight. Congratulations. You are, in fact, the emoji contest winner tonight. That was quite the race. I was watching my screen here light up with all of these beautiful emojis. So thank you so much, everyone who has participated and who has played the game tonight. Congratulations. If you have an area of life that you would like this to pertain to, I am happy to gear it that way. Otherwise, this is the only chance to get, and the only time that I do offer a general type reading here on the show that is reserved for our game readers. AA says, love, please, I am single. All right, thank you, my dear. Perfect. All right, so let's take a look at what the message is for you surrounding love. All right. Okay, so the first card I have down here is in the flow, and it says everything is smooth sailing. So this is interesting because it reminds me, it's in a similar vein to what I had started with the reading from the intuitive game, where you are single, and it does feel that there is a certain level of comfort that you have with yourself, and that the idea of someone else coming in, there's in a way that it would either feel threatening to what you have going on, or in some way just maybe a bit too much effort to do what you need to do to go out there and find that right person. Where I have this in the flow, it does feel like there's a beautiful sense of acceptance that you have within yourself. I think you would be ready for another connection. I'm not seeing there being, a block in that sense, but it does feel like, if we're too comfortable with something, we're not actually going to go out there and change the thing. So here, the next card I have, it says navigating by the stars, follow your bliss, and it has come up in reverse, which is showing me, I will say, it feels like a lack of action, or at least a lack of, am I going to, am I going to try? Am I going out there? Because I think, within your heart of hearts, if you were to sit down with yourself and say, okay, what is my best guess for how I think I would, meet that next person? I think you know exactly what you should be doing, or what you could do to put yourself in a position to meet someone. The fact that card is showing up in reverse, it's one of those, you could give good advice to someone else, but would seldom follow it on your own. This card is really saying it's a time to change your approach if you are really interested in finding a meaningful love connection for you. Because I have the next card here. It says unknown territory. It says you are exactly where you need to be. And that is what comes after this navigating the stars card reverse. So if you actually, in fact, put yourself in some level of position that it will probably feel uncomfortable putting yourself out there, whether that is, looking at either a dating service or an app of some description, but you need to have an approach that is different from where you're at right now. Because with this in the flow, it's beautiful for many other areas of your life, and it feels that there's fulfillment in different things that are going on for you. But with this unknown territory card, it's like, if you do what you've always done, you'll get what you've always had type of a deal. So it's asking you to, in fact, take a step out of what your current approach is and try something new. Particularly, it's going to make you feel uncomfortable to do that. And when you are ready to do that, make that move. I'm not going to say push yourself before your time, because the final card I have here is infinite abundance. It says abundance is pouring into your life. And it shows like this lovely gathering of people, arms around each other. We've got fruit in the picture. It's just a delightful scene here. So I don't feel that love is too far away, or that it's too far out of reach, and that it's not something that you can attain if you are in fact looking to find a loving partnership. But what is needed here is a change in your approach, my dear, and how you are trying to find that next person in your life. So don't be too passive on this unless you are genuinely happy being passive. But I feel like in asking me this question and what I'm seeing there, you are not honoring a part of yourself where this is something that is also important to you. So that is what I've got for you there, my dear. I do hope that was helpful for you. Thank you so much for all of the wonderful emojis tonight, everyone. And congratulations again for our emoji contest winner. If you got a reading with me tonight or a reading with anyone throughout the week, please leave us a review. Head on over to www.journeyryanlive.com/reviews. And it's lovely to get some feedback and see how we're doing. AA says, yes, I have been healing and enjoying my own company. However, I am ready to go out and meet new people. Excellent. Excellent. So you say you are ready to? Perfect. Now we need to, in fact, do that. Yes, it's the action that will get us what we're looking for, my dear. So lovely. I love to hear that. That's wonderful that you've taken that time for yourself. So, folks, I cannot believe it. This hour has absolutely flown by. We have made it to our final question of the night. Let's take a look at who we have got here. Summer says, will Scott and I get married one day? Great question. So let's take a look, my dear, what's going on with you and Scott. And if you are around, my dear, are you two currently in a connection? Are you in a relationship at the moment, or is that someone you are not currently involved with? So let's take a look here. Do I see you and Scott? Actually, I have a perfect deck for this. Will you and Scott get married one day? Let's see what we've got here. Okay. All right, so it's certainly not off the table, but it really feels quite far off, if I am being honest with you, my dear. I've got the card of the bouquet, the anchor, and the fox here, as well as the woman. So it feels like there's quite an amicable, loving connection between the two of you. And I've got the card of the anchor here as well. So it feels that this relationship is in many ways quite stable, and it feels very long-term, where both of you are committed, or at least have been committed and are continuing to be committed moving forward. But with that fox card there, it feels like either a hiccup in difference of opinion of what marriage means, what marriage looks like. And I don't know if it seems to perhaps be on his side. I don't know if he's hesitant around the concept of marriage, or if that's not something that he's actively spoken like it's something he's interested in doing. But the delay does feel to be on his side, because it feels like what I'm seeing here, you would be happy for that to be the case. So it does. You eventually get married. Eventually, and this is quite far into the future. So when you predict this far out, things get a little fuzzy. But I do see marriage in this future, and I do see it being a possibility for this connection. But it's not in the short-term future, because he needs to, he will end up changing his mind. That, I think, is something you can certainly support for what this means to you, because I do feel that the commitment really is there with that anchor card here as well. But we can't just jump to the end of the story without working our way through it. So keep that in mind, my darling, and I hope that was helpful for you. Thank you so much for your question. Guys, this was such a wonderful evening tonight. Thank you, everyone, for all of your beautiful questions. It was so much fun to sling cards for everyone here this evening. And quick, exciting announcement. Next week, At this time slot, Thursday at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, there will be a very special guest, the beautiful, intuitive Kay. Kay, the intuitive empath, will be not co-hosting. She will be hosting my show slot next week. So definitely come and show her some love. She's an exceptional reader. And our next show after tonight will be Monday with Journey Ryan live at 10 o'clock Eastern Time. Until then, you can head on over to the website, www.mypsychicconnection.com, for private readings, or check out our YouTube channel because we have content that comes out every single day to answer all of the beautiful things that are on your heart. All right, guys, have a wonderful rest of your evening and an excellent weekend ahead, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.